big purr. Why did she say a big purr? When I change my perspective, that's when I begin to really grow. That's when I begin to really thrive and level up in my life, and things really started happening for me. The door really started opening for myself. But you don't want to put in the work. You want a good man, but you don't want to put in the work. You want a good woman, but you don't want to put in the work. You're allowing yourself and your pain and everything you've been through, your past, to hold you back for something good. You never know what can happen to you, what can happen for you. But if you continue to live the lifestyle you're living, you continue to have that perspective where you shut everybody out, where you cancel the healing and cancel the possibility of something great before it happens.
Jerry, I see you. What up?
Baby, what you think is gonna happen? You're gonna be out here by yourself. You're gonna be out here continuing to live the life you live until you change your perspective. Am I going through this? Why me? I'm a great person. Is this ever gonna change for me? Is life ever gonna get better? And truthfully, if you continue to look at the world and look at your life in that perspective of crippling yourself, in that perspective of victimizing yourself, it's never going to change for you. About relationships and dating is perspective. Men see the world totally different than how women see the world. From going from a 5-year relationship where I felt like I failed him, and he hey guys. Hey guys. I suck at intro. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl. Today I wanted to talk about perspective. Featuring this book. It's called You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. This book was the beginning of just me being great. I don't think you understand. So today's topic is perspective. This book is how I discovered perspective. Perspective is a word that has been around for a very long time. Definition, of course, just how you view the world, how you see things. Do you see the glass half empty, or do you see the glass half full? Are you a complainer, or are you a go-getter? Are you a person who uses what you've been through as motivation, or are you a person who uses it as doubt, fear? When I started reading this book, I was at a place where I didn't believe that I could have anything good. I didn't believe nothing good was going to ever happen for me. I just was like, you know what? I'm struggling. I'm in this mess. I don't know why God has allowed me to have this life. Why God has allowed me to go through the things that I've been through. I'm over it. I'm done. Ain't no way coming out. I don't see it. No meal, no hand, no turkey. I started reading this book not last year, actually, December 2000 and, what are we in, 21? December 2019, I started reading this book. And then I finished it around January, February 2020, right before I went into the Navy, or right before I joined the military Navy. This book is one of those books where it's very raw, very cutthroat, very straightforward. It's like having that one friend that's going to tell you how it is. Like, it is what it is, and it's that on it. You know what I'm saying? Perfect example. I highlighted a lot of the good stuff in here. But one of my favorite verses in here, or not verses, but like quotes from the book. Where is it? Okay. So the title of the chapter that I'm talking about, the title of it is called Self-Perception is a Zoo. I'm okay, I'm not okay. This chapter is so good. This is the 5th chapter of the book, but like all of together, this is a great book. And in this chapter, I don't know, I can't find it right now. I'm just gonna have to add it to the intro. But one of the paragraphs, it talks about how we want to do something. We set our mindsets to do something, and the truth is we want to do it until it fails, until we can't win with it, then we give up. You have to make a no quit commitment. I wish I could find it because it's so much easier to read it. I'm probably actually going to reread this book because, and I tell you, I was so hooked in this book. Like, I was reading it every day, every chance I got, every second. Like, this book, this series is really, really good. I have another book that by hers that I want to read. But this one, I love it because, like I said, it's like that one friend who checks you on your shit, who check you when you're wrong. This book is so good. She's very raw. She's very cutthroat. She uses amazing terms, amazing slangs. She even uses Nicki Minaj's "Beam Me Up, Scotty." She is hilarious. Jen Sincero, I love her. But one major thing that I took from this book is perspective. So many times in life, we look at what we've been through. We look at what we've gone through. And I am a big sinner of this. I will be like, why is this happening? Well, before, I haven't done it. But before, I used to be like, why is this happening to me? Why me? I'm a great person. Is this ever going to change for me? Is life ever going to get better? And truthfully, if you continue to look at the world and look at your life in that perspective of crippling yourself, in that perspective of victimizing yourself, it's never going to change for you. I started to replace I can't with I can. I started to replace this will never happen with me into this will happen for me. And that's kind of where, you know, daily affirmations also came in for me. I started doing my affirmations every morning, and I'm not at the place that I know that I'm destined to be at, but I'm way farther than I was. I'm way past what I've been through, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so thankful because when I changed my perspective, that's when I began to really grow. That's when I began to really thrive and level up in my life, and things really started happening for me. The door really started opening for myself. Once you continue to put something out in the world, you receive that back. That energy is reciprocated, but you have to change your perspective. You have to stop looking at the glass being half empty and start looking at it being half full. You have to. That's the only way you will reach your fullest potential. That's the only way that happiness will be able to even begin to sprout in your life. That you will be able to even be able to have a little piece of hope, a little piece of adventure. I started with this book, I started doing things like journaling, and in my journaling, one of the things I started doing was I would look at something that happened bad in my day, and then I would, instead of me saying this is what happened to me, I would say this is good because. So inserting, you know, this is good because was a different way for me to change my perspective. Instead of me being like, oh my God, I gotta go pay this bill. No. This is good because I'm paying this bill because, you know what I'm saying? And oh my God, somebody hit my car today. No. This is good because. And it was a great time to start doing that because then COVID happened, you know, and so many people were questioning their lives, questioning what they were going through, questioning why this is happening, why you losing jobs, why people getting sick, people dying. And again, you know, you have to change your perspective on it. And I know it's so hard to say when you're going through something so traumatic and so stressful, and it seems like life just continues to happen to you. But truthfully, your perspective is everything. When I begin to change my perspective, not only had it helped me to just better myself in my life, but it helped me to have better relationships with people. It helped me to change my opinion and my mindset of how I felt about certain people. You know, for so long, I would look at people and I would have my perspective of the situation and the circumstances and the things that happened between me and this person. But I had to change my perspective and see it from their point of view. You know, and I think that perspective is a huge thing in this world because, for example, we have, you know, police brutality, we have Black Lives Matter, we have politics, we have racial profiling, you know, and we have one of the big contradictions that a lot of people talk about is relationships, you know, men and women. And I think the biggest thing about relationships and dating is perspective. Men see the world totally different than how women see the world. And have we been able to come to a compromise where we can try to see each other's perspective? We can understand each other better. We can see why she feels this way or why he feels this way. Why, you know, this makes sense and why this doesn't make sense, and why in my mind I would do something a certain way different than what my man would do. Now, I'm not an expert. I will tell you that every single season, every single episode, I will let y'all know a lot of this stuff that I talk about is stuff that I'm still working on, but I want to put this out there to help someone else. If you have a significant other, and I talk about, probably this is my second thing I talk about a lot, relationships and dating and significant others, because it's just like, it's something very dear to me. From going from a 5-year relationship where I felt like I failed him, and he probably feels the same way, but I don't know his perspective. So I'm speaking from my perspective. I felt that there was a lot of things that I did incorrectly, I did wrong. I had to look at myself in the mirror and see myself for who I am and what I did to correct my mistakes, to correct being who I was, so that in the near future now, that any guy that crosses my path, I try not to make the same mistakes. Sometimes I still do. It's very difficult because it's just certain things that take time. Honestly, just growing and healing, it truly takes time for you to really break bad habits. So the first step is acceptance, acknowledging really, and then acceptance and changing your perspective on it. And so yeah, like, being that this is mental health month and mental health awareness month, it's a beautiful month because again, the bigger problem with mental health is the stigma, seeking help and getting help. And if you change your perspective on that, then you can see it as something great. Mindfulness and awareness, it takes you changing your perspective on it, and as people, we are so ego-minded. We get so caught up on what we believe and how we feel. We're so stubborn and so stuck in our own ways that we can't see the world or see anybody else's perspective. That's one reason why racism is a huge ordeal, because people can't seem to see each other's perspective. People can't seem to reason with each other. And again, I'm gonna say this over and over and over again, because this is something big for me, and because I know talking about it, it makes me more accountable. I hold myself accountable. When I make these videos, I go back and watch these videos for myself over and over and over again. When I make music, I go back and listen to that song over and over and over again to make sure that I'm not a hypocrite, to make sure that I'm reminding myself, to make sure I'm holding myself accountable. That's one reason why I love making these YouTube videos. It's hard, it's a lot of work. It's not hard, but it's a lot of work, because it's like you gotta put in hours to record. Then you gotta think about creative content. Then you gotta promote. Then you gotta spend money invested in time. And just being an entrepreneur, it's very draining. Whether you do music, you do YouTube, you do TikTok, it's draining. It's a lot. It truly is a job. Don't let nobody tell you that it ain't. Okay, girl? Because baby, it definitely is a lot of work, especially if you already have a full-time job, or you got children, you got business already. Like, you got a man to come home to, you got to cook dinner for him, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. Just having to be able to spread yourself out into these areas in life and still be an entrepreneur and go full out, it's a lot. But I want to keep my videos as short as possible, because I don't like to take up people's time, because I know time is valuable, and I know I got stuff to do, and I know you got stuff to do too, okay? But let's just try to change our perspective. Consider the idea, at least. I suggest that you should consider the idea. But this book, You Are a Badass, is just amazing. Like, you are a badass. How to stop doubting your greatness, period. Let me run that back. How to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. Big purr. Why should say a big purr? But yes, this book is really great. I'm gonna go read just over some of the chapters in the book, just the name of them. I'm telling you, this in itself caught my attention. The first chapter is How You Got This Way. The first part, is How You Got This Way. My subconscious made me do it, which is another perspective. The G word, present as a pigeon, the big snooze. Self-perception is a zoo. Part 2, How to Embrace Your Inner Badass. Love the one you is. Yes, Jen. I know you are, but what am I? What are you doing here? Lone cloth man. I don't even know what that means, but we just going. Part 3 is How to Tap into the Motherlode. Meditation 101. Your brain is your bitch. Lead with your crotch. Give and let give. Gratitude, the getaway drug to awesomeness. Gratitude, 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 gratitude. When you are grateful and you begin to continue to live your life in gratefulness, you leave no room for anything that's not great. Like, what's the opposite of when you're not grateful? Unappreciative. When you complain, when you hate life, you're miserable. If you live your life in gratitude, you just leave no space for that doubt. You just leave no space for it. You just leave no space for uncertainty or anything, because you're grateful. You wake up in the morning and you're grateful. You're grateful to be alive. You're grateful to have the job you have. You're grateful to have the food you have. And it's so hard to do, because sometimes life is just so draining. It's so frustrating. And jobs are so frustrating. You're like, man, F this, I quit this, I don't want this, I'm out of this. But you have to be grateful. You have to remember where you came from. Remember what you've been through, and just keep pushing through it. That's literally it. That's it. That's all you can truly do, because life is going to happen whether you like it or not. Forgive or fester. Loosen your bone, Wilma. Part 4, how to get over your BS already. It's so easy once you figure out it isn't hard. It isn't hard. Procrastination, perfection, and polish beer garden. The drama of overwhelm. Fear is for suckers. Millions of mirrors. The sweet life. Part 5 is how to kick some ass. The almighty decision. Money. Your new best friend. Okay, money. All I really want to see is. Remember to surrender. Doing versus spooing. In the last chapter of the motherfucking book. Beam me up, Scotty. Okay, so I recommend it if you are a reader and you enjoy reading, you're an avid reader like myself. If you're looking for just some guidance, I think reading self-help books is the next best thing to going to a therapist and talking to someone, or talking to someone about advice and things like that. And the reason being is because these self-help books, most people who write them, they're just like therapists. They've been through some similar situations that a lot of people have. They've done their research, they've studied. This one in particular, Jen, she's done her research. She is a success coach. She is a New York Times bestseller. She is a speaker, motivational speaker. She's done newsletters, products, seminars, public appearances, and things like that. And when you read this book, you can tell. You can tell when somebody's passionate about what they do. You can tell. And in her book, one of the things she talks about too is therapy. You can spend thousands of dollars on therapy, but honestly, all of that stuff, it starts with you. Becoming a better you is self-growth. It's inner growth. And that's why I love self-help books, because it's self-paced. It's up to you. It's up to you to buy the book. It's up to you to put in the work. It's up to you to, take the advice. It's like I said, it's like having a friend who's going to tell you how it is, and you either take it or leave it. This book will put you in check. You're lazy, it's going to let you know. You sitting on the couch, you're not doing nothing. You're lazy. You're complaining about life happening to you. You quit your last job. You've gone through 3-4 jobs in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? You want a relationship, but you don't want to put in the work. You want a good man, but you don't want to put in the work. You want a good woman, but you don't want to put in the work. You're allowing yourself and your pain and everything you've been through in your past to hold you back for something good. You never know what can happen to you, what can happen for you. But if you continue to live the lifestyle you're living, you continue to have that perspective where you shut everybody out, where you cancel the healing and cancel the possibility of something great before it happens. Baby, what you think is gonna happen? You're gonna be out here by yourself. You're gonna be out here continuing to live the life you live until you change your perspective. So that's all I have for y'all today. It's your girl. Make sure that you guys are following me on all my socials. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. click the like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you share my videos with somebody that you know, somebody you care about. And I highly recommend, again, checking my girl Jen out. New music coming soon. What else I got for y'all? That's really, I already got nothing else for y'all today. I love y'all. I see y'all. I hope you guys are having an amazing hope you guys are having an amazing month. You're taking care of yourself this month. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'll see you in the next video. Scrunchy in the mini bed for when I'm going bad. Bitches love to yap about the money that they got.